Hey guys, welcome back to my art channel. So for today's video, I rendered my Olive Garden front elevation, which was reflected using my first floor and second floor. So as you can see, these are my elevation measurements. Then I have my material callouts and then my grid marks. So these are the materials I used. I have the Touch 5 and the Touch 10 markers. I have my sketches, my markers, then I used Unipins and Staedtler pencils. So if you're curious on how I made this output, then keep on watching. First, you're gonna get a piece of paper and then the floor plan that you made. I actually made a video on how I rendered this, so I'll put the link in the description box below. But for this video, we are going to make the elevation. So this is the front elevation in particular, and I already made some sketches that I want. This is not my final design yet, but it's inspired by this, and I'm just gonna finalize some outputs and some choo-choo. So yeah. I always consult my designs to my professor, and that was actually my second to the last consultation. And after drafting this elevation, I'm going to be doing my final consultation for rendering and inking. So right now I am doing the basic shapes of the floor plan. You can always use your floor plan for a reference for your elevation because it's the same size and technically it's reflected on the floor plan. So all the design elements of the floor plans should always be seen on the elevation. So right now I am drawing the greenhouse, which I have on the first floor of the building, and at the back is the main building. So what you want to do when you're rendering or drafting the elevations is you want to start with the nearest one in the floor plan, so you don't have to erase some errors whenever you draw the one at the back first. So I don't know if I'm making sense, but that's how I do it. So yeah, as you can see, I am drawing the Olive Garden logo at the top of the building because I chose the Olive Garden as my restaurant. So our project was the restaurant plate, and we had the option to make your own restaurant or choose an existing restaurant. So I chose Olive Garden, which is existing in the US. So this is the final drafted output, and I actually consulted already just earlier, and my prof said that the overhanging material here might be too heavy since it's cobblestone or stone, and it might not withstand the cantilever weight choo-choo. So I'm gonna be changing it to wood, just like the main building right there in the Olive Garden tallest part. Yeah, so my prof also pointed out that the glass on my greenhouse can't withstand the weight, so she told me to add a cobblestone or stone strip, a 0.5 meter strip, so that it can carry the glass and it can withstand the weight choo-choo. So something like physics choo-choo and about weight. Yeah. When wala ka nang masabi. Peace. Right now, I am inking my drafted plate or elevation because my prof approved this final design already, and I am using the Unipin Fineliner 0.3, 0.2, 0.1 and 0.5. I use a lot of markers to have the sense of depth and forward and backwardness choo-choo, and doing this will make your drawing more architectural looking. So right now I'm gonna be coloring using my Touch 5 and Touch 10 alcohol markers. The DIY storage case tutorial will be linked in the description box below, so let's get coloring. This is my initial first sketch that was approved, and there's the greenhouse right there, and then there's a drive-through, and then can exit there, but that's crap. And this is the next approved sketch. So I'm just gonna be using the colors I used in these sketches in the final output. So I'm gonna be using colors like brown, yellow for my tinted glass, and some wood coloring for a natural look, and some gray for the cobblestones and stones. I will also be using the greens and other colors for the greeneries I have. So these are the colors I will be using. This is the greens. If you can screenshot it if you want. And I'm also gonna be using my koi watercolor set for some finishing touches and some additional designs. So keep on watching. The first colors I used was a bunch of gray tones and some terracotta grays for the cobblestone effect. So as you can see, I am layering my colors for a darker look, and as you can see, I think I achieved that well. And one of the main colors I also used was the brown color. This is the chestnut brown and the terracotta, I think, for the wood tones. And as you can see, I am doing the signage of the Olive Garden, which was colored in really dark brown. And then I just leave the letters blank so that I can have like a highlight effect of the signage. And you can do this by using your white pen and just layering your leftover white choo-choos. So I hope that makes sense, but that's how I did it. And right now I am doing the window details that I shaded brown as well. And I also shaded the gutter and colored them in a dark beige-ish tone. I also colored the greens of the site. As you can see, the green wall at my firewall and the green wall at the center, and I also have some plants and vegetation on the right side. One thing you have to remember when drawing the elevations is that the glass should have the 45-degree lines. As you can see, there are like lines right there, and you also have to remember the window and door interaction. So these are the arrow choo-choos that you put on the door and window. So right now I'm gonna be coloring my window, and the reason why I didn't use alcohol markers for this is because I wanted to have like a smooth color and smooth tone, and you can't really achieve that with the alcohol markers. You can, but I think watercolor will give it more justice. So this is how I render the glass. So first I'll be coloring it diagonally so I can have the highlight effect of the windows. I personally really like rendering windows because it's so fun and you get to like explore and, you know, do your own style of doing windows, and usually you don't really get it wrong. So, but I actually did. I think I rendered it too yellow and left no highlights, I think, but I'm trying to erase it right there. Yeah. Maybe next time you should just leave it unrendered, like some parts or diagonal. So yeah. I also left a portion of the green wall blank so I can color it violet or red so I can have the aesthetic green wall effect look. And I finished off with the shadows. So right now I am doing the extra effect look, which is the background sky of the elevations. You don't really have to do this, but I just chose to do because I'm extra. And I basically just made some shapes using my compass, and then I proceed to coloring the shapes using the yellow color and some orange because I wanted to do like a sunset type of thing. And as you can see, I also left some unrendered parts because I want to have some clouds effect choo-choo. And the trick to using clouds or drawing clouds on your architectural drawing is don't make it too fluffy or cloudy like in the cartoons. You just make it like look like cirrus clouds, like a flat one, like a flat cloud. Yeah. And then I'm just gonna erase it so it won't be too dark, and then layer it again so it's not gonna be like halata or like attention seeking, because you want the attention to be in the building itself. So you can add some entourage also, like the birds at the top, to have that ooh ah ah sensation. Yes. And then you finish off by writing the title, scale, measurement, grid lines, and the dimensions. So this is just a video of me trying to compute, and this is the final product. So this is the final rendered output. As you can see, I added some minor details like the tree inside and some bushes in the greenhouse and some shadows. And yeah, I really had the most fun rendering the elevations because I got to like go out of the box and be more creative. Now I'm gonna be finishing off with the material callouts, which I will show in 1, 2, 3, bam! Charan! These are the material callouts I used. I used materials like stone cladding, wood cladding, concrete, glass, green wall, aluminum gutter, and the window types. So I also included the grid columnation marks, which is there on top. And yeah, these are the materials I used. I used the circle templates, the markers, the touch 10, touch 5 markers, and many more. So I really hope you like the final output of my plate. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and see you on the next one.